This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Well, here we are. It's time for the world title. It's Kurt Angle defending against the man he beat for the title, The Rock. As a reminder, at No Mercy, Angle beat Rock for the belt. At Armageddon, Angle would pin The Rock to retain the title in the Hell in a Cell match that had, well, everybody else. On January 1st, The Rock would lose a number one contenders match to Kane by countout because Angle interfered. And a few days later on SmackDown, he would lose a non-title match to Angle by DQ because he was attacking Angle with a steel chair. And then on the February 8th SmackDown, The Rock beat Big Show to become the number one contender. And here we are. The Rock is going to regain the world title for a record-breaking 6th time. At this point, the only two guys to hold it 5 times were Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart. So that's a pretty big deal here for him to pass those guys. He pins Kurt Angle in 16 minutes and 54 seconds. Taz is going to be doing commentary here with you, and he did after the 4th match. So once Lawler has his match, it's just you guys.
Yeah, that's why Taz came in. Lawler had his match and all that stuff. I couldn't remember the exact setup for that thing. But that gave, I think Taz was on SmackDown at that time, obviously.
Right. Yep.
So it gave SmackDown some love, and I enjoyed working with Taz. Always did, but nonetheless, he said we probably both tried too hard to protect Angle. That might have been more obvious than we should have been. That's hindsight's 2020. The thing I revert back to the beginning of the show, the pay-per-view, where Angle gets out of the limo, right? And he says he's not worried.
Yeah.
Wrong psychology. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he put the edge at where you see pressure? There's pressure on the champion. He realizes he's up against perhaps on this night an unbeatable guy.
Right.
And it would add a lot more drama to the match and the build up, and it give us a little something to hang our hat on throughout the show when promoting the main event. I just thought it was the wrong psychology. The arrogant heel, I got this, we're good. Just didn't think it was the right thing to do psychologically. But I really enjoyed the match. Enjoyed working with Taz. Enjoyed working with working with the Lawler until he had his match. But it was different. You go from the Memphian to a New York guy, which only means they sound different. Doesn't mean that one's better than the other, just they sound different. So there's a little adjustment made there, timing wise and so forth. But Taz, as a veteran, he figured out how to get in that same rhythm. So there we had it. We called that last match together, and I thought did a decent job, quite frankly. But I would have been the other psychology. I'd have had the champion going in worried that he's in there with this phenom. He's already been the champion 5 times.
Right.
How do you dismiss that? Psychologically, how would you even think about dismissing it? So that would be my only critique of that going into the match. But I thought those guys had a hell of an outing.
They do have a hell of an outing. And in an attempt to ruin a great match, Big Show comes out and chokeslams the referee Mike Chioda, as well as The Rock and Kurt Angle, and then walks off. So Angle has Rock pinned here. Tim White and Earl Hebner are trying to help Chioda off. Hebner's carrying Chioda off, sees a pin attempt, runs in the ring. That causes Chioda to fall down, which is kind of fun. They continue with a bunch of near falls. Eventually, Angle kicks out of the people's elbow. Angle undoes the padding on the turnbuckle and rams The Rock into it, then hits the Olympic slam, but it's a near fall. He misses a charge, hits the exposed metal buckle, and Rock gives him a rock bottom for a near fall. And Meltzer would say Angle never really kicked out, but the ref held up the count, which was kind of weird, but they announced he kicked out. Something was majorly screwed up here. Apparently Hebner not realizing that was the finish. Rock went right back for the rock bottom for a second time, and this time it was the pin. 4 1/4 stars. Pretty rare snafu here by Hebner. It feels like Hebner was the golden boy, but this one.
Well, he might not have got the finish because that wasn't his match. Somebody, I'm not blaming Hebner.
Right.
Hebner's only going to work by what information he's provided, because Baby Earl was a really good referee. But to me, it made it look more real.
Oh, yeah.
I wish the pause and all that stuff, but I don't think look, if Angle's going to kick out of a rock bottom, he's already kicked out of one, right?
Yep.
Early in the match. So it takes two to beat him. Big deal. I don't like that philosophy, but I understand it. But I thought that those guys really kicked ass, and at the end of the night, Rock was made whole. Angle had a hell of an outing. Great, really good match. He was a very reputable, reliable, and respected champion. It gave Rock a really good win leading into WrestleMania 17 against his arch rival Stone Cold in their second match ever on top at WrestleMania.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.